Okay, I'm just gonna preface this whole video by saying I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in general right now with my life. Like, the trajectory that I set before myself, or that I would look at as like the perfect linear path, is not working out that way. And like, my dream of taking my RAV4 across the country and moving and traveling, that didn't work out. And I think this video is, you are witnessing me explore a rabbit hole as to how the hell I ended up here. And not that I'm complaining, I mean, look where I am. Look where I am. This is gorgeous. This is amazing. And there are these amazing waterfalls all around where I live, just like 20 minutes away, a half hour away. You can go swimming in them. It's amazing. So I'm not complaining in any way at the location I ended up. I'm currently in Canada. I moved to Canada. Not what I had planned to do according to my last video diary. I was all stoked about my plan to renovate my RAV4 into a mini camper, which I did. I did do that. But then I sold it. I just followed, I don't know, like divine order. I don't know how I would put it. It was just, I followed the path that was laid out before me, and I let what needed to crumble. The reason I got rid of my RAV4, I was planning, actually I had decided to bring it up here to Canada and stay with my family for a little while. And actually the road trip like that I wanted to take, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I can start up in Canada, and, you know, go around the East Coast because I'm up in New Brunswick. I don't know. It was this one day whenever I was super stoked, and I messaged my aunt and I was like, okay, I got the thing fixed. I got this fixed. I got that fixed. The car's running great. And I messaged her, and I knew it as soon as I messaged her, and I was like telling her all this. I'm like, I'm ready to come up there with the RAV4. I had this feeling of like, oh God, this can't be good. Things are too perfect right now. And it was literally the day of the eclipse. And on my way to work that day, literally like 20 minutes after I messaged my aunt saying, ready to go with the RAV4, it just went kaput. Like the battery, something with the battery was dead. It was like something as simple as that, right? But it didn't matter. I just knew when I had to like go take my car, you know, to my brother-in-law's and borrow my mom's car again to go to work. I was just like, okay, the car's gotta go. I'm going up to Canada without the car. I want to address the reality that some of the stuff I said in my last video diary about, you know, a full-bodied yes and making that decision, and everything lining up for you to make that decision. I'm going to edit my belief system around that. So I think when you make a full-bodied decision to, like in my case, it was to create more freedom in my life. When you're fully surrendered to the divine, like when you're fully surrendered to something greater that knows you more than you know yourself and will carry you into what is going to support and uplift your soul the most. And also I think the greater good takes into account the holistic like element to everything, like the fact that you are connected to the rest of humanity, and that there's a part of you that holds purpose, and when your purpose is unexpressed, that's an element of you that goes like unfulfilled. So I think the greater good, you know, God, takes that into account. So he, she, however you resonate, but like to me, I mean, I believe in a feminine and masculine God, but in this case, I think I'm relating a lot. Like, I think the masculine God has been speaking to me a lot lately. You can choose to go your own route. You can choose to manifest things in your own way, but you can also choose to surrender to the path your soul is calling you on, which I believe is a path that is surrendered to the divine. And like ultimately that's what your soul would choose if they weren't in the human form, you know? For me, this has come with a lot of curveballs and disappointment and like shedding of my expectations. And I also think this is something that I set into motion years ago when I gave my life to God. So I think this is ultimately a part of the grander manifestation that I chose into. And so the part of me that gave herself to God when she was 21, 22, is having a say right now. And I think that's really beautiful because she really wanted to make a difference. She really wanted to be connected to community. She knew how powerful she was because of what God wanted to do through her. And I think that's the holistic, like the element of this holistic manifestation that's getting me, stop it. It's a dragonfly, you see? Ah! Wow, I'm serving a part of myself by like surrendering to this detour. It's all detours. That's the other thing. It's all detours. When you're going to surrender to a higher path, or when you're going to surrender to a purposeful path, like you're going to be put on detours the whole freaking time. And I feel like I've been in constant resistance to detours and like pissed off about detours. And I've been like a little bratty kid about it. And it's like, oh, this is just what it is. Like you're always going to be taken on a quote unquote detour. It's just a shift on the path. It's just, like you're always going to be like your consciousness around like your expectations and like anything you're trying to control, or like the vision you see in your head, that's not ever going to be what it looks like. It's always going to look different. And like, thank God I can get on board with that, because otherwise life is boring. And I know I'm being like, and I learned so much more from difficulties. I learned so much more from like things going not the way I expected, and me having to realign to my center and find the truth of like my soul's like trajectory and compass, like I learn a lot more from that, as difficult as it is, and as stubborn as my comfort zone is, and as like angry as my ego gets when I have to make these changes. Like I'll blame others, like I'll get really, really internally like frustrated and angry. And I did in this situation. I was very like, I felt like I was being denied my truest desires, when I think my truest desires are just much deeper than what I thought. And I have to live in that holistic way. And sometimes I think like when you find yourself in difficult situations with other people, like it's a reflection of your own consciousness trying to like speak to you. And whenever I went to Hawaii, I was floored. I ended up in this little weird commune situation, and that hippie freedom seeking part of me, like I let her have a say. Like, okay, fine, let's go to Hawaii. Let's go to this commune where everybody is free, completely free to do what they want all day. And some people are walking around naked. And like, it was literal, like the epitome of what I would have always wanted. Like, okay, you can do whatever you want. Like, I don't care if you work or not. Like, it was like a work exchange, but the woman was like, well, you just do whatever you want. Like, like if you want to work, go ahead. If not, like, it was very strange. And, I remember I went with two of them to an ecstatic dance, and I was ready to go after like a few hours. I was there a while, and I just was like, hey guys, like whenever you're ready, I think I'm going to hang out over by the, by the van, and like I'm ready to go back. And then I kept, like, they just didn't listen to me at all, and like they didn't take my needs into account at all. And it was very strange to me. It was like, to them, oh, the girl was off on this, trance with this guy. Like, that was part of the problem, actually. The other guy that I was with was like, yeah, I'll go with you. But she's on the dance floor in some transcendental moment, and I don't want to break. I mean, I get it. But I also was like, you came with people and they're relying on you, and you need to check in and make sure like all is well. I don't know. And there was just this attitude of freedom above all else. And I remember thinking, well, that's not right. It's love. Love is above freedom. Like, if you just did like personal freedom above all else, then I think that'd be like, I think that's part of the reason why we're in, like, the world's in the condition it's in today. Because like people over in the West are so self-absorbed, and we're not like, just because something's not affecting us personally doesn't mean that we don't have a responsibility to our neighbors to do something when horrible things are happening to like the rest of us. Not that I mean, that's obviously an extreme like representation of what I'm talking about, but you get what I'm saying. Ultimately, I'm surrendering to the path, whatever the path is. I think it's a chaotic kind of path at times. I think whenever change needs to happen, it can feel chaotic, and I think that's normal and a natural part of life. Like, especially, I mean, death itself, that's like decomposition, the breaking down, and like complete and utter change, right? It's like something changing literal form and moving into the something bigger to nourish the something bigger for a greater purpose. And I do think I've been going through like an ego, obviously like an ego death, but like I think it's an ego death. I don't think it's a soul death. If it is a soul death, it's for the greater good. Because I kept hearing the word soul death as I was saying that, and I'm like, that's interesting. I don't think, like, does the soul die? That's a good question. That's interesting. Like, most people I would say they'd argue that the soul doesn't die, but why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't there be that opportunity for the soul? Anyway, some questions to ponder as I close out this video. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna make the intention at least to share more. I know it's been a year since I shared something like this, but at least the intention's out there and the door's open. And yeah, I want to share my winding journey with you. So, is there anything else? Okay, I don't think so. Alrighty, maybe I'll see you again. Oh my god. Peaches are so good. They're kind of messy. That's why I veer. I lean towards apples. I'm going to grab something because it's less messy, but the messy ones are the good ones.